Hello everybody, I'm back for another video, and in today's video we're going to review a special book, which is this one, The Gold Diggers by Sue Nyathi. Don't be misled by the title. In this book we're not dealing with sugar daddies or girls looking for easy money. The Gold Digger actually tells the story of 7 individuals leaving the country for greener pasture. It is a group of ordinary people, ordinary Zimbabwean, who are fleeing their country because of the economic demise that they're facing, and they are all willing to go to Johannesburg. Johannesburg being known as the City of Gold, hence the title. Okay, so what I really appreciated in the story is the way that she set a story. In the first chapter, she introduces us to each and every character that is going to take place in this trip, because it's a trip actually. They want to make it to Johannesburg illegally. Okay, so when I'm talking about the seven individuals, I'm just counting the passengers who paid to make it to Johannesburg. I'm not counting the driver, the co-driver, or their love interest or whatever. I'm talking about the 7 individuals in the back of the car. And what surprised me personally was the fact that I think I finished reading this book maybe a week ago, and I still remember the name of each and every character in the book, which I barely do even when there's only 2 or 3 characters in a book. I don't remember names, but here everybody was so important, every character. This book is really emotionally charged. Let's say that we have many different themes in this book. It deals with xenophobia, it deals with immigration, of course, because all of them are immigrants or they're willing to be considered as such. They're dealing also with prostitution and child prostitution. It deals with drug dealing and dismantlement of family and many different subjects. I didn't have a favorite character per se. I loved all of them because, you know, in this story you understand why bad things happen to good people and good people become very bad because of the circumstances they are in. Okay, Sue Nyathi succeeded into taking us both in Johannesburg and also in Zimbabwe. They are illegals and they're trying to make a living in a country that somehow reject them, and it goes to some extremes of rejection. When I say xenophobia, one have to remember certain events that took place maybe 10 years ago in South Africa, and those were very harsh moments. And we also in the meantime see what was going on in their lives in Zimbabwe. Because at a certain point, when you've never been an immigrant or when you've never been in a position these characters are in, you can even dare say, oh, but why with all this harshness happening, with all these bad things happening in their lives, why won't they go back to that country? At least they will be free. At least they will be in their countries. But you know their background, you know where they come from, and you know what they flee from, why they made it to South Africa. So every time this kind of thinking, you know, pops in your mind, you remember that they didn't make it to Johannesburg just because they didn't know where to go. They're not on vacation. They're fighting for their lives and they're trying to make a better living. And you will see at which extent a mother would go when she knows that she has children depending on her. You know, when you have responsibilities in your life, there are things that you cannot afford doing, or they're not things that you will even dare do because you want to save lives, because you know that there are individuals depending on you. We see many things actually, but of all the things that I've seen, what happens to Guguletu, the character, you would definitely read this book. You need to read this book, okay? But so that's why I'm not giving you the details. But once you will read this book, you will understand why Guguletu's character was one that really torn my heart, like torn me apart. Like I couldn't. I just couldn't. And I'm not really the kind of person who easily cries when I read a book. But when this type of thing happened, yes, tears rolls from my eyes. I wasn't crying, and I couldn't hold my tears. Like, I had to. Some of you may just read this book in one sitting because it's a quick read. Even if it looks like this and it's 270 something pages, it's a quick read. But I couldn't read it in one sitting simply because my emotions wouldn't allow me to keep going. And maybe it was too close to home to me. You cannot read this book without thinking about all these immigrants all over the world. Even at a certain point reading the book, I was like, oh, it could have been me. These women, I don't know. I said that Guguletu was the one who turned my heart, and I was, you know, like rooting for Shania. Whenever something good happened in her life, I was like, oh yeah. And at some point I was like, Sue Nyathi, would you let my heart just beat? Because I might die of a heart attack because of this book. Oh my gosh. And I couldn't even be judgmental. I couldn't even blame the characters. I couldn't blame them even when they were making stupid decisions. Stupid. But in the case of Lindani, I think it was, I'm going to look because I wrote down the names, and yeah, it was Lindani. In her case, I felt like everybody who messed with her do not know that she already made them pay in a certain way. At some point when I was reading this book, I was wondering if she herself didn't make it to Johannesburg illegally, because she really well researched her book. Everything she says, every story she tells, every character that she built is relatable. You can really see them come to life. You can really imagine them being your neighbors or your brothers or your sisters, your own children. All the characters are well crafted. She did a very good job in her character construction. Each and every character really comes to life. All of them are believable. Really. You can look at them as your neighbor. You can look at them as your best friends, your sisters, your uncles, you know. And if ever you've had this immigrant experience, you will understand. This book will move you, really shake you to your heart, to your core. Right. You need to read Sue Nyathi. I know there are not billion reviews of this book, but it is not due to the fact that this book is not good. It's just that nobody is talking about this book, and I don't know why. You need to read Sue Nyathi. Like, seriously, the main theme is immigration. As I said from the beginning, we follow the life of 7 individuals leaving their country, Zimbabwe, to make it to Johannesburg. Do yourself a favor. Bless yourself with a copy of this book. I'm telling you, it's gonna be good. Trust me on this one. Just, yeah, read Sue Nyathi. And buy your tissues. Yeah, buy your tissues. Read the book. It's very good. Very good. Until next time. Bye.